honorable speaker of our webinar today, Professor Hasham Ali LNSASI, and also distinguish our Vice Rector for Collaboration Affair, Dr. Toto Bintoro, who already joined us in the Zoom this morning, the Honorable Dean of Mathematics and Natural Science Faculty, Ibu Profesor Dr. Mukti Ningsih, and then also the representative of the Dean of Engineering Faculty, all Dean in FMIPA, and all Vice Dean in FMIPA, and also all Dean and also Vice Dean in the faculty in Universitas Negeri Jakarta. I would like to also greet all head of coordinator program in Universitas Negeri Jakarta and all audience. Please welcome to our webinar on research in strengthening the research and building the capacity for high impact publication and also downstream research. We are very glad to be here, which is a very important event today. We have a guest from our honorable guest, Professor Hasham Ali LNSASI, who has already joined us today, this morning. Good morning, Prof. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, and hopefully this agenda will be a fruitful event. And to make it happen, let's begin our agenda with Basmala. And we are about to move to the next session, which is opening session. So I will welcome the head of Research and Community Service Institute, Professor Dr. Ucu Cahyana, to deliver his speech. Please, Prof. Ucu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. The Honorable Professor Dr. Hisham A.L. Ensasi, Director Institute of Bioproduct Development from UTM, the Honorable Dr. Toto Bintoro, Vice Rector for Planning and Cooperation Affairs, the Honorable Professor Mukti Ningsih, Dean from Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, the Honorable Dr. Uswatun Hasanah, Dean from Faculty of Engineering. Siapa lagi yang hadir di sini di Zoom?
Selamat pagi, Pak Ucu.
Ada. Vice Dean for Academic Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science. Lupa malah namanya jadi. Dr. Esmar Budi, and all the participants. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, my wife. Oh, sorry. The Honorable Vice Dean for Student Affairs from Faculty Mathematics and Natural Science, Dr. Diana Pipanti, my partner and my team, special partner. Oh yeah. And the Honorable Vice Dean for Finance and Human Resource, Dr. Darwanto, and all the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the vision of our university, to be reputable university in the Asia region, Universitas Negeri Jakarta welcome for all the faculties to have international research collaboration. Prof. Hisham, UNJ have ex faculty and about 20 and 28,000 students, ya, about ya Pak Iwan, and about 1,000 lecturer and supporting 600 staff member. And from our lecture to produce publications corpus about 2,450 publication in 3 years recently. Mas Kuntur, tolong ditayangkan sedikit. Since 2015 years, the publication corpus and our lecture positive trend, and also every increase to publication, and in the intellectual property so increase than 10 positive about this time, about more than 3,000 intellectual properties. So very potential to develop international research collaboration, especially research collaboration with UTM and the other university. By doing so, I believe the chemistry between collaborators will be built and produce such high quality research implemented by the publication in high impact journals. As we know, the important research of the research activities will recognize by the number of dissertation and the number of innovation. These are also factors to improve innovation index of our country. Moreover, research outcome will reset the collaboration among the universities and industry. I hope all the faculties consider the research, publication, downstream research, and recognition as the unity. Therefore, let we think together and provide our contribution for Universitas Negeri Jakarta to be reputable university. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly, I hope this webinar by Prof. Dr. Hisam as speaker will give some ideas for us to strengthen our research capacity and downstream research. Thank you very much for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Prof. Ucu, for a very wonderful opening welcome speech for today's agenda. And then, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 2 hours, we are about to have discussion and also presentation from our speaker today that will be guided by our beautiful moderator today, Dr. Dahlia Sukmawati. So the next, please welcome Dr. Dahlia Sukmawati to guide the session.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Vice Rector of Cooperation Affairs, Dr. Toto Bintoro, and the Honorable of our speaker, Professor Hisham El-Shashi, and all of the participants in this room or in this Zoom meeting. And thank you so much too for my beautiful MC with the same color with our hijab. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for very much. This is very great opportunity for us to be learning about how come we will be a good in university as a research and as a development in our economic and income generating. For that, I would like to introduce in our speaker today, before I give the state of our Professor Hesham Esasi is as our in this webinar today. I would like to introduce him. He is very great professor. Prof. Hesham Ali Enshasi is the current director of Institute of Bioproduct Development, ABD, and professor in Bioprocess Engineering, School of Chemical and Energy and Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University Technology Malaysia or UTM since 2020. He is recognized of the top of 2% researcher in the world in the field of biotechnology, according Stanford University Research Study. And before joining UTM, he assists director of City of Scientific Research in Research Institute Affairs at Alexandria, Egypt. And Professor Hesham have 2 postdocs for bioprocess optimization of mammalia cell culture in GBF, Germany, and the Ohio State University, USA. He is also visiting guest professor and honor guest professor to many world-class universities in US, Germany, Sweden, Japan, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and Algeria. Professor El Enshasi is active as editorial board member in many scientific journals, and he is currently the editor-in-chief of Bioscience Biotechnology Research Asia for the Frontier in Biological Engineering, Frontier in Microbiology, and many others journals. More than 300 publications in form of peer review in international journal and book chapters and books. And Prof. Enshasi is also active as an advisor board member, scientific and business consultant for biotechnology company. So this is very good opportunity for us to know how can we build ourselves and our university to be very good in this field. Please, Prof, the state of you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Dalia, Dr. Ayu, and here the team. It's a great pleasure and honor for being here with you today, and for Honorable Dr. Toto Bintoro and Professor Ocho, and all deans here, dear Professor Mukti and Professor Uswaton. It's a great pleasure and honor for being here today, even though it was not highly planned. Actually, I was in a conference in Bali, and I was received a very kind invitation from the rector, Prof. Kamaruddin, to come to UNJ. And usually whatever UNJ need, I should to come. I feel home since our first collaboration, a couple of years already. We have MOU, we have many good successful stories with the family of UNJ. And at the beginning of this year, as you know, we were celebrating 50 joint publications with UNJ. And 3 days ago, we celebrate another milestones, the joint publications of Impact Factor 5.1 with the team of UNJ. Therefore, I feel home when I come here. And thank you very much for the invitation. Today, I would like just to share with you some emphasis in the second stage of collaborations. We collaborate in terms of publications. And now we were discussing yesterday with the rector and the vice rectors and the deans about the joint laboratory and the potential industrial collaboration with companies from Indonesia and from Malaysia to have some industrialization activities together, inshallah. With this, my presentation today, or my sharing session with you today, in the 2 dimensions. The first dimension is going to have about the commercializations and how to collaborate with industry. And the framework, just sharing some knowledge based on our experience before in IBD. And the second part, it will be related to the publication part. And how can we giving some information to the people, tips and tricks. It's about the publications and how it's going nowadays in the world. Just I share with you now my first presentation in the slides. When we talk about in the first part, it's about the management of translational research. It's from scientific value to a business value. And this is a very critical nowadays in many organizations, this collaboration framework with industry. Here we are UTM ranked, now it was this old ranking, but we are still in the top 100 in the world in science and technology. And this is, I give you emphasis as a sector. When we're talking about biotechnology here, we can apply for any other sector, but I giving here as an example how we collaborate with industry in this sector. We have here white biotechnology, red biotechnology, and green. We have bioresource based as a blue biotechnology and yellow biotechnology. Then white biotechnology is the industrial biotechnology, whereas we work closely with industry in this sector. If you look for the global market of biotechnology, it's 2024, it will reach 775 billion. But it's expected based on the new research, it will exceed this value based on the increased awareness of the healthcare products and also for the vaccine products and all those sectors. Therefore, it's a huge market. No one can leave now, and everyone would like to jump in this sector. Where does this market come from? We can say a rise of new disease, increased demand for safe and cancer therapy, needs of more specific drugs with less side effects, a rise of new medicine like organ transplant. For the organ transplant here, we need immunosuppressant. Actually, this was also my lecture in Bali 2 days ago in the conference. And when we're talking to people now everywhere, I need immunostimulant. Immunosuppressant is equally important to immunostimulant for treatments of some disease as well. The successful construction of different types of cells and construction of different hybridoma cells for monoclonal antibody production, and successful completion of the human genome projects, white biotech, green biotech, and we're talking now also about the COVID, new opportunities and demand, which is also creating a new sectors of the business. When you're going to talk understanding of the biotechnology business, in a biotechnology business, we are not the science. We need to consider industry, environment, and agro-business as well. Because even though you could do white biotechnology, but the agribusiness is affected because of related to the environment. Nowadays, when the people talking about the current challenge for the world, at the beginning we had climate change, and then come the COVID, which is epidemic disease. And nowadays people talk about war because the economy of war now, this is the war in some parts in the world, which is affecting the whole economy. Okay, if the war is finished, pandemic still there, from one pandemic to others every couple of years, but climate change is the everyday with us. One of the main solutions nowadays to counter climate change is the biotechnology. Throughout this framework, you have researchers here in the top. You can see here, but researchers alone cannot complete the circle. You need to have academic staff who produce human capital. You have regulatory bodies, you have developmental agency, you have professional service, you have a finance, we have entrepreneurs, we have industry to complete the whole circle. I give you an example, in the United States, in the biotechnology, they are usually located in the East and West Coast. Why? This California, New Jersey, and the area of Boston, because of strong biotech research university, driven by university, and driven also by business locations. It's affected by different part. It's the same things like in Germany. In Germany, it's called the cluster. Industry cannot grow alone. Industry grow with the research institutes and university. Then creating this cluster is very important as a model for collaboration with industry. When you look for the idea from idea to cash, I just share this information because of many researchers in the lab, when they develop new molecules, they think they will be very rich. I go ahead. Okay, you can have a Nobel Prize, but being rich is another story. Because from idea or something in the lab, you're going to have a scientific value. You protect yourself through patency, prototype development. In case of biotech, you have another phase, which is clinical trials for phase 1, 2, and 3, and 4, post-approval, and then you go to the market. This is from research to market. This is for all fields. It's not only in a biotech. We start with the R&D concept, which is scientific value. In this, you have a discovery. During this discovery phase, this high scientific value and high negative cash flow, you spend money for the R&D. And this is when you're coming to this question, how much does it cost to produce 1 gram of this product? You cannot give an answer from the lab. And this answer is usually needed by industry. Industry cannot go further without finding this answer because they want to make a feasibility study based on this. And then start to provide an estimation answer if you go to the pilot plant. When you go scaled up from the lab to the pilot plant, then you can find an answer. And this is actually one of the framework in our collaboration with UNJ. In IBD, we have a big pilot plant, like an example, which is we can work together to have industrial package until I know in UNJ also you are in processing for scaling up and processing also to having your own pilot plants by time. But in international collaboration and national collaboration, it's help to complete the circle through an international and national network. Then when you go to the large scale, you see in the large scale, you start to make the positive cash flow, to make earning money. And scientific value could be less, but the industrial value is high. And in this case, you don't spending a lot as a negative cash flow in the R&D. But the circle continue. This is called a complete industrialization platform from the lab to industry, but we need in between the pilot plant. This is just sharing with you in between just for refreshment. We are all academicians. We said our job is students' education. Professor, what you are talking about? Products, development, publications, and so on. So this is now international trend. No university in the world cannot go further without following this platform. There's something called first generation university, then second generation university, third generation, and now we are in the fourth generation university. The first generation is just education, like the mother universities. Qarawiyyin was the first university in the history, which is in Morocco. The second oldest university in the world, Al-Azhar. Those old universities built based on education because it's come from the mosque. Educate Muslim scholars and they teaching Islamic studies. After this, they put another curriculums and another topics, engineering, medicine, agriculture. It's grown up as education platform. But by growing of the university trend, you need to have plus research. They coming with the research. Not just I educate, even for Islamic, there is Islamic research. Whatever subject, they need research to develop. And then they come for, in addition, in the third generation, they increase the know-how and exploitations. After this, open innovation. This is nowadays universities to say, I'm a world-class university, 4th generation, I should to have education, research, know-how, exploitations, and open innovations. I need to have these 4 components to say I'm a 4th generation university. Then it's driven by this direction. The same, defending the truth, then discovering nature, creating values, enabling value creations. And then through multi-actor innovations, human capital development, which is very important. Okay, even in a platform, I have in many discussions with some university in education said, okay, I create teachers. My outcome is teacher. Okay, teacher to whom? To the society. They need also to understand society. They need to teach kids and students in the future how to think and how to work with industry to create them a job. They need to be open-minded with the whole scope of the university as well. Then we oriented to an ecosystem and global, not more as small scope. Then from the first generation, they start with a Latin or local language or Arabic or whatever local language. And then second generation, you go for national language, then you go for English to say you are 3rd or 4th generation. Organization, they have a college faculties, but now they have what's called innovation space for in cloud space for collaboration. In management nowadays of the 3rd and 4th generation, you focusing also on income generation. Because I just share with everyone since long time, whatever name the country, no money for research, no money for education. Even the richest country now, United States, Europe, however, everyone talking about income generation and money for sustainability. I need to have my university as a sustainable platform, like I'm not depend on the governmental money. Rainy season, non-rainy season. This year we have money, next year we don't have money. Then how to sustain? Then you need to have your own irrigation system beside the rain. Then this irrigation system is income generation and income generation portfolio. And this is what exactly what you are also doing in small scales in IBD. And I was suggested that also for some meetings in worldwide in other universities. If you look for an example for understanding innovation, if you need to develop a product, you need to understand where are you. Are you in the 1st generation products, 2nd generation product, 3rd generation products, or the 4th generation products, or so and so? This is a very important researchers need to understand. For me, like example, in a biotechnology, I cannot work with the 1st generation product, which is well-established technology and no industry needed, like alcohol production, enzymes, bulk enzymes in general, unless a company come to me and say, I need this. Yes, I just cook for this customer, for this market. But when you talk for the innovation, you need to understand in which level are you. It's not only that. If you look for innovation, it's in a different stage. I give like an example. If someone would like to make a technology transfer to Indonesia or Malaysia or any country or Egypt, and offer, okay, I give you a technology of a mobile phone, and this mobile phone saving 200 numbers, but not connect with the Wi-Fi, you're just having a line. No one will take this technology because this is in a decline phase. But if you tell me, like example, this mobile phone connect with the Wi-Fi, 5G, and even recognize the smell of the people on the other part of the line, and recognize the face and give you the name before you open your mobile. You say, okay, who is calling, from where? This is what the people need, because this is called now in induction phase. I give an example with interferon, like example. They are different, same molecules, but different technology. What's called pegylated, albuminated, and so on. So therefore, for researchers, they need to understand the technology they developed, in which stage are they? The niche area of IBD, of our institute, we look for biodiversity utilization for human wellness, plant and microbial-based products. This is the philosophy on positioning of IBD. We are sit between traditional university and biotech industry, like industrialization hub. We mainly do industrial research, translational research, and bioproducts development. And we are a customer products development institute. Beside education, we have still PhD, we have master students, but our direction is industrialization and how to support and work with industry. This is the three main pillars we have. We do contract research consultation, professional service and training. Our business is herbal microbial biofactories for one-stop center for a business solution from plant material and cell bank to powder. It means this is what the industry needs. This is also maybe under our roof, you don't have everything, but I cannot say this to my customer. I should to use my network. Let's say I have a customer who came to me, okay, I have this type of microbes, which is I need to identify, I make a cell banking, and I make scaling up, I'm making a powder, and so on. So luckily we have these components, but let's imagine I don't have the component. Identification of strain, I don't do in my IBD. It means in our institute. Then I send to Dr. Dalia. Dr. Dalia do, this is my partner. But my customer don't know that. I said, through a partner, I do this. Let's say one of my equipment is Rusak. It's not working. I have another partner to rely on. But companies don't like to jump between one institute to other university. We need one-stop center, and we solve everything for them. Then what's our products portfolio? High quality graduate, this is our first component. We are a university. The first message we need to give is we are educational platform. This is to compete with international job markets. This is very important. We prepare our students and graduate for international job market, not for the local, because in all countries now, I think also in Indonesia, there is a lot of foreign direct investment. And those companies coming, they need special talent. We need to prepare this for this job market. Because in the job market, from my experience, but by the way, I talk about sometimes about business because this is my second degree and I have my second master in technology management in a business. I said, for any company go overseas, there are 3 layers of employees. The top layer, top management, called international citizen. They can bring from anywhere in the world. The current CEO of Google is Indian, not born in US, he born in India. Top management is top management. But the backbone of the industry, those normal managers, operators who work in the R&D, who do in manufacturing, need to be local. Then, this, you can say, the other supporting job, like cleaning drivers and so on, even if it's not local, no problem. But the backbone of industry need to be local. Therefore, we do academic and training programs, we do basic research, we do industrial fund through industrial research, bioproducts development, knowledge to the society, non-profit. I say this is zakat of science. We do a lot of seminars open for the people to educate. Service and consultation for the governments, industries, and NGOs. Like any other institutions, we have governmental fund or governmental projects from Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation or Ministry of Higher Education. But the other part, which is doing a lot about, is industrial projects. Industrial projects, this is good for publication, good for students, and good for financial sustainability of the institute. We do consultation, we do contract manufacturing, research technology development incubators, large-scale manufacturing, process industrialization, technology transfer, techno-industrial research, and R&D basic research. how we build this relationship. This is also a very important. We have here many professors in chemistry, and chemistry is everything. I say sometimes everything is mathematics, but love is chemistry. The same for business. How to build a relationship is a chemistry. How to start the relationship? We start in a certain approach. Once you provide some service, small service to industry, the industry knows you, come to you. Like example, analytical service. Then we go for training and capacity building, training customized for them. Then we go for full funded research by industry, and then joint funded research with return of investment, and research technology development incubator, which is the highest. In this platform, we said, I'm not collaborate with industry, I merge with industry. This is two different terms. Collaborations could be high by. Merge with industry, no. I give you a very simple example. If you can attract Toyota company to do research in UNJ, and we have a joint laboratory, joint R&D, you feel safe. As Toyota sell car, you still survive. This is the way to collaborate with industry, because your survival also with the big giants. This is understanding science-industry relationship. In this model, there are different approach. One approach, we have a broad research portfolio, we have a patent, then we go major company, and then we go for global company. Or you go for medium and size R&D private companies, and then your return based on reality and lump sum income sometimes. And or public university, private university research portfolio, you have knowledge base and then science-based investment. And this is a certain platform, maybe not exist in many countries, to have some industrial fund to starting of some initiative between universities. But all those here called market push. It means I develop something and I try to sell. But the most important things for me is the market pull, which is I show to you after a couple of slides. In bioprocessing platform, based on our experience, we do technology transfer hub for biotechnology company. We are technology developer, CRO for local and international, and incubator of technology and innovation process for the partners. Through this model, we have many successful stories with companies. We work as R&D base, like in the water, which is the biggest wastewater treatment in Malaysia with more 3,000 plants. They are working with us for microbial and wastewater treatment, techno-industrial development agreement, technology transfer adaptations, and process industrialization and incubators. This is just, I give an example with one of the company we work with, how we start with them until now. This company is listed in the stock market of Taiwan under technology, under biotechnology portfolio. We collaborations, we develop students for them as well. They work in the R&D. Then we make incubations, and then we 2+2 models. When they go overseas, we help them to collaborate with academia overseas. This is an example, life example, not theoretical. For 13 years collaboration with a company called All Cosmos Industrial Number Hard, you can Google for this company and you will find, we start with the development of small projects. We go further projects, and then they give us a lot of projects here and there. Until now, they have their own R&D center and a world-class university. World-class company in the innovation. We start, this help us in the publication, human capital development, because students are working there, they are going to work in the company, straightforward. Then we understand the business requirement, which is very important. The second, understanding the business culture and understand the word innovation. This is a very important. We are, as a scientist, we think what's the meaning of innovation? I publish a paper in Science and Nature. Company innovation is totally different. Company innovations means a good sales. Like an example, this is a bottle of water here. It's just water, bottling water. Before Chinese New Year, if it's make it in red and write Chu Fakai, I think, Happy New Year in Chinese, you make peaks of the sales. The same, if you make a labels here and you got a license from Disney and book for Mickey and Minnie, Pluto, and so on, if you go to the supermarket, your kids push you, I need to buy this water. Then they speak with the real customer, not you. You are the one who pay, but the kids who are deciding to you how to pay, this is called innovation in packaging. This is as an example. Innovation for them, something which is increased their target of sales. We need to understand that with them. But if you have a scientific innovation and market innovations, could be unbeatable innovation. If you claim something in this water, you are lucky now to have a professor in physics with us. If you say, like example, more bioavailable water or magnetic water with a proven bioactivity, then plus labeling, wow, no other company can compete. This is the way. This is a platform, like example, in our institute, we start from cell banking up to powder. It means as a one-stop center. Again, if even you don't have all those components, we are your partner, rely on us. When you speak with the customer, I have all. I have all, it means either me or my network. Then this is the way for collaboration. This is an example. This is the live photos from our institute. We start from cell bank, shake flask, large scale manufacturing, separation, cell breaking system, up to bulk powder. It means the company come with a strain, they got their bulk powder in one stop center. The other approach of the market push, you develop here, you got idea, product specification, concept, product registration, and then industrial partner take it out. Straightforward. We are not bothering ourselves with marketing. No, company know how to market, not us. And then we develop another one. We develop another one. I say to my people, we design cars. We are not selling cars. We just design for all other companies. Like example, there is an institute in France. I know them. They are designers for most of the brands in the world. Project. Mercedes come to them, I need new design. They design for them. Another company, Toyota, design for them, but they keep secrecy. This is the most important things. And then companies produce and sell. If you talk about market push and market pull, this is a very important thing. I give you a very simple example. My daughter now is 10 years old. For sure, when she grow up, I need to find a market for her to get married, okay? If I grow up my daughter with based on my mentality, she will marry someone in my age. But for the market pull, I need to see teenagers, what it looks like. In the 50s and 60s in Egypt, they love to have a fat woman based on molecular weight. Now they look for the one who go to the gym. Like an example. Then I need to know what the teenagers now need. Then I customize based on the market, but for sure, based on Islamic value first. Then this is how we need to speak with industry, not to develop something and no one needs. The market don't need it. They don't know how to sell. The price is very high. You don't know. Therefore, collaboration with industry, technology uncertainty will become low if you have your market pull or most of the industrial collaboration. And then R&D duration will be short. In addition to that, R&D expenses will be low. Therefore, I usually love to work with the market pull, not a market push. And then this is the traditional way for value delivery in a process. Usually they do this is the old approach. They design products and then procure this, they make the price, sells, and so on. So no. Nowadays, most of the company think another way around. They look for the customer first and the market focus before they design the product. It means pre-design, I keep in mind what they need. I will not design something and push to the market. It will be very harsh. Academia, industry, and society. Why do we need cooperation with industry and products development in university? First, academia, research, and financial performance are three main pillars nowadays for sustainability of international research universities. These three components need to be merged together. Other things equally important: students' employability. We don't like to create a jobless people. This is our amana. The parents give us this amana to the university to create someone which is going to have a value to the society and a value for the family. And then usually driven by the applied research skill. Basic research is very important, but we need to give some component about applied research of the students more than the basic research skill for the human capital quality. My last message: how to catch industry minds and hearts. First, break the ice. Don't be so hot to burn the relationship. How to make this balance? Break ice and not to be so hot to break a relationship. I'll give you an example, which is I was in a discussion with the prof yesterday and other professors. The first meeting with industry, I work in industry before. My career started with industry and still working with a lot of industry. Industry think about researchers, they are poor, they need money. Researchers think about university, they need our knowledge. I'm going to teach them. Both are wrong. Both are wrong. Both are equally important to each others. First, we need to break the ice. My first project with this company, All Cosmos, I break the ice. How to break the ice? I give them a project, not including any money for me and my team. They just sponsor students, chemicals, and some activity. After 6 months, they give me another project. Prof, we need to pay you. You need you to be in our board. They are requested that. But first, you need to break the ice in terms of, I'm not coming for you to give me money. This is the worst message. Or you go to them, you know, our university not have good equipment, we don't have enough money, and the government not give fund. It's not the language. You should to show to them what's the added value you're going to give to them without any personal benefits. Then this is to break the ice. And not to be so hot to say, I come to learn from you because I plan to have my own company. Oh, hello, you will be my competitor then. I understand business, I understand companies. No. This burned the relationship. After this, oh, you know, our university asked me to make a spin-off company. Oh, you will be my competitor. Thank you very much. Then you need to be smart in this relationship at the beginning. Never give over promise. This is the worst things. Some researchers said, I can do everything, just give me the money. This not affect your image, affect the whole university image. Because by the end of the day, he said, UNJ researcher or UNJ didn't deliver. This is very critical. Therefore, we need to be very careful for our promise. Speak their language. What's their language? Dollar and cent and money. What's the added value you're going to give to them? Not to say, if you collaborate, I'm going to publish in Science and Nature. They don't need it. Big company need it, by the way, but not small companies. Highlighting the value of your support in terms of return of investment. Listen and learn from them. Give them value. Don't speak too much. Listen. Frame the scope of cooperation, limitation to work with others. Tell them, okay, if you work with me, I will never work with your competitor. Then they feel safe. And your scope, I work with other company, fine. But my scope is like this. My scope with you, it will be another things. Never work with competitors. You will lose both. Don't engage two at the same time. This is the worst things. Don't work with competitors. Once you work with one and they are serious, and they work with you in a good way, don't work with competitors. Propose package of relationship, not just a project. Human capital development. My students going to work in the project, come to work with you. I'm going to have human capital development for your company as well. Then it's have a multi-component relationship. Full calculation and justification of the project value, not just giving a number, not just to justify each component, how and why. Even if you need to put money for you and your team, write whatever, but justify. Facilities, experts, students, universities are not free. This I would like also to share with you. In our university, they charge 5% from any value of industrial project. Fine, this money go to the university. In my institute, I take another 10% bench fees. Why? Because I need to generate income. Should be. I'm not free. University is not free. If something goes wrong, I need to repair. I need to have new development. You are profit. If you are non-profit, I'm non-profit. Highlight the value of intellectual capital. It means in terms of the publication you do with them, you bring them to international collaborations for conferences and so on. Some companies like to have this one. With this, this is my first part. I think I take so long time, Dalia, but the other part, it will be like a little bit, yes. And we are happy for having our collaboration UNJ. This is your place. Please feel home to come anytime. This is one-stop center for bioproducts development in UTM. That's 2 hours flight from Jakarta to Johor Bahru using AirAsia, which is, it means you can bring your students with you. And with this, I would like to thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Give the big applause for Prof. Hisham. MashaAllah. We already hear about how can we do the very good journey from the bulk to the industrial, yeah, Prof. Yeah. Maybe before we are asking and answering with the audience, I would like to be some conclusion with in bahasa ya, Prof.
Yep, saya paham.
Baik, Bapak Ibu yang saya hormati, kita sudah mendengarkan apa yang sudah dipaparkan oleh Prof. Hisham, bahwa dalam sebuah perjalanan di mana kita akan membuat sebuah universitas dengan kepercayaan dari sebuah industri, itu perlu sebuah perjuangan, yang mana perjuangan itu semuanya kita mulai dari hal yang sederhana. Seperti kita ketahui, hal yang harus kita perhatikan adalah kita harus melihat apa kebutuhan dari industri. Industri itu ingin membutuhkan apa? Salah satunya adalah seperti kita bisa melihat industri membutuhkan di bidang biomedical, agrikultur, atau di bidang environmental. Di field tersebut kita bisa melihat bahwa sebagai sebuah institusi kita bisa mengambil hal tersebut untuk menjadi sebuah change dan sebuah kesempatan kita untuk meningkatkan potensi kita sebagai sebuah income generating. Tetapi ketika kita membuat sebuah income generating bagi universitas, itu bisa dimulai dari hal yang sederhana. Pertama adalah dari ide. Ide seorang peneliti, ide seorang dosen, itu dimulai. Dari sini kita membuat sebuah scientific value. Apa sih makna dari scientific value tersebut? Apa keberadaan dari ide kita? Apakah bisa memberikan sebuah pencerahan dan sebuah hal yang bisa memecahkan sebuah permasalahan? Dari situ kita membuat sebuah paten, kemudian membuat sebuah prototype, kemudian kita tawarkan pada industri. Dan di sini pun kita tidak bisa sendirian. Tidak bisa kita melakukan semuanya dari mulai A sampai Z. Tapi kita harus berkolaborasi. Dalam sebuah produk, Bapak Ibu di sini disampaikan bahwa ada sebuah case flow, ada sebuah flow yang harus kita perhatikan. Pertama, kita lihat dari seorang scientific value, dari seorang science, dari seorang peneliti, apa yang sudah dihasilkan. Dari situ kita membuat sebuah pilot project. Pilot, prototype, apa sih yang akan diminta oleh industri? Berapa kebutuhan industri dalam sebuah skala yang skala yang kecil. Setelah itu baru kita akan membuat sebuah large scale. Di sini sangat menarik sekali bahwa dalam sebuah development, dalam sebuah bioproduct, kita memiliki beberapa tingkatan. Kita mau yang mana? Apakah kita mau first generation biotechnology, second generation biotechnology, atau third generation biotechnology? Di mana di third generation biotechnology kita menggabungkan semua multidisiplin. Di sini alhamdulillah sudah bergabung biologi, biochemistry, maupun teknik engineering. Saya rasa hal itu sudah kita lakukan. Nah, sekarang dari situ apa yang akan kita peroleh? Seperti yang IBD sudah lakukan. Pertama, IBD itu adalah sebuah traditional university. University yang sangat tradisional dengan scope di mana hanya teaching, basic research, kemudian sharing knowledge to the student. Tetapi IBD membuat sebuah platform yang lebih besar. Dari sebuah teaching yang sederhana, dari sebuah konsep, dari sebuah hasil dari student, kita membuat sebuah prototype. Dari prototype itu, IBD menawarkan pada industri untuk membuat sebuah bioteknologi industri yang lebih besar. Dan itu sudah dimulai. IBD juga memiliki sebuah platform, di mana platform atau sebuah konsep sebuah universitas yang mana bisa memberikan income generation atau sebuah masukan bagi universitasnya. Seperti kita ketahui, kita akan membuat sebuah universitas berbasis di mana PTNBH, di mana kita harus berusaha untuk membuat sebuah sumber generasi, sebuah income bagi universitas kita dan membantu universitas kita untuk menjadi lebih baik. Kita harus membuat sebuah konsep one-stop center for business solution. That's the idea from your very nice speaker, Prof. Hisham. IBD juga memiliki konsep in academic, basic research, industrial research, and bioproduct research. Di sini juga kita sangat belajar bahwa tidak ada yang tidak mungkin bisa kita lakukan. Kita bisa berbuat, kita bisa menghasilkan sesuatu kalau kita bisa memulai dari hal yang sederhana. Demikian yang bisa saya simpulkan dari Prof. Hisham sudah memberikan apa yang sudah disampaikan pada very great webinar for this today. I know everybody in this audience have some answer for the Prof. Hisham. Please welcome this participant if want to asking to our very great Prof. Hisham. Okay, please mention your name and from which one the faculty, Mr. Boleh pakai bahasa Indonesia.
Tes. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Professor Dr. Dahlia Sukmawati as a moderator and Professor Hisham Ali, LNCC. Please, Prof. Thank you for your coming in to Universitas Negeri Jakarta. I'd like to ask directly to your model in UTM, IBD. How can you build IBD in University Technology Malaysia from the scratch? Are you the pioneer the institution, or you continue the process before you came to UTM? Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. And I would like just to, this is a very nice question because of you ask the history of the place. In fact, the idea of IBD as chemical engineering pilot plant was established by my dear brother, Prof. Ramlan Aziz. He is the first founder or the first director and the founder of Institute of Bioproducts Development. At that time, in the chemical engineering faculty and natural resources, they realized how to go from lab to speak with industry. I need a pilot plant. As I showed to you, because there are some main questions raised by industry cannot be answered from the lab. Therefore, they make this industrialization hub. You can say for called chemical engineering pilot plants, which is related to herbal and microbial processing from the design. Based on this was many years. I joined UTM in 2008, which was already well established by my elder brother, Prof. Ramlan Aziz, and Prof. Ruji Sarmedi and others, people who are working there, and many other colleagues who are working. My emphasis during that time for industrialization and work with industry. I have very strong experience for many years how to collaborate with industry and work with industry. I give you an example. Even though I'm not good in Bahasa Malayo, I'm not speak good, but I speak the language of industry. Language is not an issue, but you speak with language of industry is the very important things. Number one. Number two, bring the trust. They will trust you. You can deliver and you will be not a competitor. This is the two things the company need to secure. And based on this, we have a comprehensive model in IBD for sustainability of the place and creating a job for the students. And Alhamdulillah, it's proven for many years its work. This is just the history of the place. Thank you very much.
Okay. How about that, Mr.? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for Prof. Hisham. It's very great for your answer. Is there any in this room or in the chat room, please? Or in the Zoom? Okay. Please, Dr. Hadi from mathematics, physics, from physics, please. Can help some because we cannot hear here from here.
Aja nanti mau terjemahkan sama Bu. Nah, waktu IBD ya, itu mulai dikembangkan di UTM. Kan ketika kita memulai itu pasti membutuhkan supporting system. Supporting system berupa infrastruktur yang cukup untuk bisa kita membuat sebuah penelitian yang berimpact dan publikasi tinggi dan terkait dengan industri. Nah, boleh nggak share ceritanya bagaimana di perkembangannya waktu di UTM gitu? Siapa yang memulai supporting sistemnya gitu? Siapa yang memberikan penguatan, misalkan ya foundernya siapa? Apa bahasa Inggrisnya? Ya bahasa Indonesianya itu sumbernya dari mana? Apakah ada komunitas dosen-dosen di sana kumpul-kumpul atau memang ada kebijakan yang lebih tinggi? Mungkin itu pertanyaan saya. Bisa cerita Pak Prof. Hisham. Makasih.
Okay, please allow me to translate, Prof. So maybe Dr. Hadi would like to ask when the first time you build the collaboration with industry, do you need a good infrastructure to produce a high impact research like that, and then how will you maintain and how will you start in the term of infrastructure itself, and are there any funder who donate or maybe a party who will support the job like that? Maybe is it like that, Pak Hadi? Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayo, for translation. Yeah, I mean, the first things we need to know that I'm not the best infrastructure in the world or in the country. Even in the MIT, even in Harvard, no one say my facility is the best. No. But there are two things. Number one, industry trust you. You can deliver the job, and at the same time, not over-promising. And then, maybe I don't have everything in my institute, as I mentioned, but I have a strong network, and I rely on my network. I give you a very simple example. I have a company in Malaysia now. They ask to produce some organic acid. I cannot reveal the name now because we're still in negotiation. I don't have the strain, I don't have anything, but I have a knowledge how to produce. What I said to the company, it's a big company. I will not give you the contract or the proposal. I will not give you the proposal until I have the strain in my pocket first. From where I got the strain? From my partner in Germany. After getting the strain, I speak with the company. Look, I never produced this product before, but I have a knowledge how to produce organic acid. And this is my track record. They believe that I can deliver the job. And the relation starts, inshallah, very soon. The same with all Cosmos. The model I showed to you. The first discussion, they need to have certain types of bacteria for the soil as a fertilizer. I work with different types, but not with this specific type. I said, I didn't work with this specific type, but my track record is 1, 2, 3, and 4. He said, Prof, we trust you. I said, okay, give me a prototype project first, not 100,000, 200,000. No, I don't like that. Give me a small project, 50K, 30K. We start a relationship. After I deliver this one, they love to give me 5-digit and 6-digit projects. Start small. Usually in a research, in work with industry, I say like this. If I have a project 10,000 ringgit, I can sleep well. 30,000 ringgit, okay lah. If I have project 1 million ringgit, I cannot sleep. Because I must deliver, it's a debt. Amana. Therefore, don't be happy with a big project. Sometimes I'm more happy with a small project. Until I feel confident that inshallah it will be delivered. Thank you.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Prof. Hisham. Di sini kita membuat sebuah gambaran yang sangat sederhana dan sangat luar biasa sekali seperti yang ditanyakan oleh Dr. Hadi. Bagaimana UTM itu memulai dalam sebuah riset ya, bahwa tidak mesti harus dengan good facility. Kita mulai dengan sebuah hal yang sederhana, kemudian kita saling membuat sebuah task force misalnya dalam sebuah community science, yang mana satu sama lain saling mendukung. Setelah itu kita berpartner. We make a partner ya Prof ya, with good trust. And for example, we are UNJ and UTM. And alhamdulillah with Satera, with Prof Mukti and Prof Ucu ya, with very full support. And we are believe UNJ can do more than. And with the funding from the company, with Satera maybe for the first time, with the little budget, we can build our facility in our university. Okay, Prof?
Yes.
Deal.
Yeah. Inshallah. That's I think this is one of the model. One of the things, sometimes company say, I need this project. I say, okay, through this project, I need to buy 1, 2, 3, 4 equipment. They agree. And they leave this equipment in my place. Then it's growing up. Other things I would like just to give my last message for this lecture, because we still have another one about publications. We need to think another way around. If you go to any researchers or any universities, they say to you, oh, we don't have equipment, we don't have facility, we apply, but nothing's come. Fine. I think another way around. I'm not talking about money or facility. I talk about something called resources. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when sent Adam and Eve on this earth, didn't give salary. He just give resources and give them brain. The brain is the most important resource Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give to us. And they work hard from the resources. You have space. You can use your space to collaborate with industry, join laboratory. You have some knowledge. You can market as a training program, training course, and the company pay. Think about the resources you have around and convert these resources to a value. This is the way. Don't wait for governmental fund. Don't wait for a special fund come from the dean, special fund come from the rector, special. Okay, it's not bad if it's come, but you need to create your own. Then it will work, inshallah. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, subhanallah. Satu hal yang harus kita perhatikan di sini adalah bahwa resources, ya, human resources, intellectual resources is more important than money. We can create it with our knowledge to be very good value. It's very wonderful statement, Prof. Okay, another question, please, Dr. Iwan.
Yeah, thank you, Ibu Dahlia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity already given by Ibu Dr. Dahlia for me. I have question, bro, because your speak is very inspiring for me. Yeah, maybe for all faculties from Universitas Negeri Jakarta also. I think you are give us new insight, yeah, to improve us and to motivate us to have a collaboration. But one thing, as we know that in the Global Innovation Index, research, publication, some science product is become one the parameters, right? And then, but I'm sure all these things also depend on the environment inside the university, right? So my question is, maybe you can tell us how to build and to improve the environment, to have research and to have motivation, high motivation for us to do research, and then to wake up us to have a good culture doing some research activities. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. Usually in a business, it's said business ecosystem, and in education, edu-innovation system. And the edu-innovation system is part of the very important things, but it's come from individual as well. From individual, they love to work and to be innovative, not to be depressed. I give you a very simple example. I did my PhD in Germany. I reveal now the year 1998. It means I'm old guy, 24 years ago. I have my PhD in Germany. I finished my PhD. I have many colleagues in Egypt. Maybe also the same scenario I have seen in Malaysia, the same scenario I have seen in different countries, developing countries. I don't say developing, we are well developed, but we are classified based on the income. They still, until pension, sharing photos, talking about when I was in Germany, my lab in Germany was the best, my lab, but I returned back. I don't have distilled water even in my lab. And coming those, they lose their time and they lose their effort. They are looking for 3 months in Germany again, 2 months in jumping here, there again, bring nothing. Now you move from one swimming pool to go to another ocean, you need to survive. This is number one. I need to survive. When I come back to Egypt, at that time, my city of scientific research during establishment phase, don't have lab. But after this, it was world-class laboratories. Then I work in any lab. I work with equipment which is have nothing to say as a controller. In Germany, I have everything's automated, fine. But I cannot say, oh, it's not, I cannot. I'm just losing my time and my future. Then I struggled and I love to do. I love to do things. This is number one. Come to the university. When I feel I see yesterday, and I know since many years, the culture of UNJ. UNJ is one of them, not because of I feel myself, I love this university, but I feel they are eager to do, and they have the potential. When I say to you, like example, through our collaboration, we have 50 joint publication in 3 years. Never happened in our university and in your university before. But the people who did that, people during COVID, like an example, I don't have access to the lab. I cannot do anything. You know what I did? During COVID time, one of the year, I have 30 plus publications. How it's work? Oh, nice opportunity to write review. I'm not depressed. Nice. There's some countries, their laboratory is still open. I have collaborators there. They run experiment. They give me data to validate, to do things, and we still do publication. It means the most important things come from the individual. Then come to the university framework. I see in UNJ, they are forward to be a world-class university, and they are eager to do that. Then the support is there. It means you meet each others. University cannot come to you down to cheer you up. You cannot go up too much to the university. Both go together to achieve the target. And this is why we work together and we open the relationship. I give you just the last thing, Dr. Dalia, sorry. When we organized the workshop at the beginning of this year, I was not one of the speakers, by the way. I give the floor to the team of my institute with the other team from UNJ to work together. Because for me, I work already with Prof. Mokti and Dr. Dalia done. I need others to be in. This is usually in the collaboration. We start small, giving results, and then to open the light to others. And inshallah, it will work. Thank you.
One more short question for me. Just now you mentioned a publication, right? So from your side, how important the publication for UTM and for UNJ, for example, in the future? Thank you.
Okay. My answer is next lecture. I give you a complete lecture to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Prof. Mukti, want to ask one small question, I think, because, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's very nice hear directly from you, Prof. Hesham. But I still have a question about how we make the industry trust for our research. For example, we already have like a prototype to sell our we can go another like don't make the industry like we don't think we this expert again how we can make the industry trust for of us, and then we should go to another way, not kayak meminta sesuatu, not asking for facility or not or some we okay, please, thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Mukti. Same as I mentioned here, market push and market pull. In IBD, we do something we used to do twice a year before COVID. In the business engagement day, I have the 5 different groups talk about their products, and we plan also to have what's innovation fair. This in India before, which was in the national level, which is biotech. The innovation fair, you researchers present industry here. Then they come discuss one-to-one. And some companies, this is all companies become because we cannot invest in the R&D. Therefore, we have these two directions. But the most important things, like in a business, you said a beachhead. What's the beachhead? One story first. I remember I mention usually all Cosmos because this was my biggest and good successful story. And I was surprised. Sometimes companies come to me. I said, Prof, I need you to have more. You know what I did with Alpha? He said, I don't know. But I know that when you work with them, you are now in Taiwan. We trust you. I said, okay, what you would like to have? You ask, some companies ask for animal feed, some company ask for other things. It's work. This is the most important things is the track record. Maybe start something small, but to build a track record. Thank you, Prof. Mukti. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you, Prof. Mukti, with very great question. And please, for the Zoom, we have, Alhamdulillah, Prof, we have, what's it, 60 participants from the Zoom meeting. Is there any want to ask for all the participants in the Zoom meeting? Please raise your hand, like in Bahasa or in English. It's okay. There. Okay. Is there? Okay. Okay, Prof. Do you want to continue with the publication? But okay. Okay, please.
Okay, thank you very much again. It will be not so long. I think you are, but it's not a lunchtime, okay.
You will answer my question, right?
To answer your question,
Yes.
exactly. This is the one now.
Okay, thank you.
How to get your research visible? From idea to high impact factor published manuscript. Now, come to your question. Who need publication more? Correct? Researchers or university? Universities or companies? Students or supervisors? Lecturers or associate professor or professors? All need publication almost equally for different reasons. This is the first message. Then I come one by one. Researchers need for their reputation. When you communicate with anyone in the world, you write down there my Scopus ID, my ResearchGate ID. Then this giving indication to the other researchers, are you serious and active in research? Is this worthy to answer or not? For some are very kind. They don't care about that. But some of them, he said, okay, don't waste my time. I don't waste your time. You are not active in research. Last 5 years, you don't have publication. Then I don't expect a lot. University, ranking. I just quote a word from our Vice Chancellor, the director of our university, Professor Dr. Ahmed Fawzi Ismail. He said, I don't know.
Bisa tolong?
Tim, ini juga mati.
I can use this one. Okay, thank you, Dahlia. Okay, can you hear me now? In a good way, I think. Yeah. Okay. Who need publications? come to the point when I said about our Vice Chancellor, Professor IRTS Dr. Dato Ahmad Fauzi Ismail. He said to us one day, which is very nice quote, ranking is not everything, but everything's about ranking. I like this quote too much. When he said that, ranking is not everything, but everything's about ranking. I'll give you a very simple example. I have now my son. I need to go to a university to register him. How I select the university? I look for ranking. If I cannot register my students, whatever the reason, could be accepted, not accepted, the marks, the price, the cost, and whatever, then I make list. If I cannot register my son here, then lower rank. From where I know the ranking? QS ranking, THE ranking, Shanghai ranking. I need to make international collaboration with university. I look in which country and what's the ranking. Then ranking is not everything, but everything's about ranking. Then you need ranking. Where does the ranking come from? There are different criteria. One of those components, we have two components, publication and quality of publication, which is citation. Then this help university. Second, universities or companies. There is a ranking of university, but there is no ranking of companies. Ranking of companies is sales and stock market but knowledge-based companies, they have something called intellectual capital, which is indicates how strong are they in the R&D. And many companies, even I work with them, we put a target every year. You should have 4 or 5 joint publications for their intellectual capital value. But those not a small company. Those company would like to be in the stock market. Those company need to be big. You will find publication under Merck, Hoffman La Roche, or Johnson & Johnson. All those companies, they do publication. But what they publish, not the core business, the outer shell. But they must have from their R&D center. Their speakers, they speak in a conference, they go here, they go there to show we are still strong in a science. Students or supervisors. Students need publication for 2 things to be graduated. Some universities make it compulsory before submitting a thesis, you need a paper. But clever students, they need to build a CV to get hired. They need to fill with some publications. Supervisors need it for their promotion to show that I didn't lose my time with the students, we have outcome. Then come to the biggest question. Lecturer, associate professor, or professors. Clear. Lecturers need publication to be promoted, correct, Dr. Dalia? Okay. Fine. Associate professors still need to be promoted. Professors need publications for international networking and show to the people I'm still there. It's equally important. I need publications. Get master or be faster. In the comment, I'm in a good journal, then I'm not, I make it very mild. Viva, I said he did a good job. But the student, I didn't have application at all. And the thesis is not written well. It will be student user. It's not a Viva. It's not just make a job. It's never happened. So it will be fine. But if you students show that they have a publication, then they were active. Keep in very competitive market. To keep a position, you need to read your CV, get better position and promote. more projects. Very simple. Apply for a project. People say that how much is the index? If you apply for international project, getting more. Then even sometimes researchers to get the project invite some professors or whoever with high H index to say he is a team member. It's not only that. Recently, you know, the open access journal, this a lot. Severe Springer, they have also open access. Not only Frontier and DBI. No. Most of the publishers now, they have open access. And the publication fee is very high. $2,000, $1,000. Sometimes I receive invitation, publish one paper. The editor, you, okay, how much is your H index? It means you have a follow or not. This, and we follow this. Our result. Now, how to and how to handle reviewers report. How to handle. And then what should we do? Technical monograph, the lowest one. Citation very low. Publisher, Elsevier, John Welly, CRC Press. Who else down? Springer. NDBI books is not recognized high. Their books is a collection of papers. Yeah, it's usually they make a volume collection of papers, but the other publishers, but NDBI is very strong in journal and review. Frontiers is mainly journals, and mostly are Q1, Q2 in the Frontiers. And this is very complicated. Frontiers is very tedious. I am editing for 5 journals in Frontiers. And before the paper come to me, they are making plagiarism check, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of things. Okay, so. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay. Okay, before we submit our scientific research, intensive literature review to understand where is the gap and find the gap, which is novelty of your work. You're filling a certain gap. Strategize ways to fill the gap. Methods and capability, are you able or not? Based on the equipment you have or your network equipment, it's not yours. Okay? Research team, select your research team. Time frame, don't give open time frame. Otherwise, it will never publish. Doing experiments, and then more analysis. Reproducibility of the result. This is usually questionable. How many times you repeat the n equal to 3 and above sometimes. Good discussion and logic conclusion. Then you have all components of your way to have a good paper. Through research. This is from my supervisor, Professor Degva. He said from one of his friends, I don't know who's the origin, therefore I give the name under him. Forschung kann man planen, Ergebnisse nicht. This is in German. But it means we can plan research, but we cannot plan results. It means negative result is a result still. And sometimes you can publish negative results. It's a research. You prove that this door cannot be opened. It's not bad. Then people not go through this door again. Then this is a good result. How we think as a researcher, as a reviewers, as an editor, and as a publisher. Authors. Recognition from scientific community, paper acceptance in the shorter time. Wow, I got my paper accepted in a shorter time. Now it's a big challenge in publication nowadays. The open access and non-open access. I didn't try this here, but I touched this with you. Most of the Q1, Q2 now are open access. If I need to submit a paper to one of the journal, like process biochemistry and others, which is in our field, if I'm lucky, from submission up to acceptance, 9 months, if it's accepted. Why? Because also I'm a reviewer. When they send me a paper, they give me 2 months to reply. And if I don't reply, reminder 1, reminder 2, reminder 3. If I don't reply, to send another reviewer, another 3 months, reminder 1, reminder 2, reminder 3. Then after this, can change the name of the author to your son, not your name. I mean, take a long time. And if it's not rejected, maybe rejected after all those hassles. But why, when you raise up, say, Frontiers or MDBI, they have a policy. Me as a reviewer, they give me 2 things. Said, Prof, we thank you. If this is in your field, please review this paper, and you will be given 100 franc or 50 franc after your revision, not in cash. It will be in your account. Once you publish a paper with them, it will be in your account. Then when I receive a paper from NDBI, they give me 1 week or 10 days. Then I work hard. I give a priority. Frontiers, as editor and reviewer, they said to me sometimes, Prof, any paper you're going to submit, 50% discount. Thank you very much for reviewing. But that's not giving me anything. Second priority. Not pushing me. It's not only that, not pushing me. Professors are usually busy. Correct, Prof Mukti? Yes, we are always busy. Then if I have 5 reviewing, I have with me now in my pocket, by the way, in my bag, I have 7 papers to review, to send the reviewer report. 2 of them, third reminder. MDBI is not a third reminder, within a week still. But I need to send my reviewer report. Accept, reject, it's up to you. They didn't ask you to accept. Reject and they reject, not a matter. But finish your review on time. Once you finish your reviewing on time, the second round, after corrections, if it's corrected, major or minor revision, they give you 3 days to check. After 3 days, the author do all correction, technical, English, grammar, blah, 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 blah. The paper will be published, can be from submission up to giving a page number, 1.5 months. Therefore, authors now looking to get their published in open access. The other reason of open access is European grant, EU grant, and federal grant in the United States. They must be published in open access. Why? Because this is the people money everyone have access to. The third thing, citation. I give you an example. If UNJ is not paying the membership for Springer or Elsevier for to access some journal, and you as a researcher, and you just read the abstract, and you need to pay to get the paper, you cannot cite based on abstract. But those open access, you read the whole papers, then you feel happy, then you cite. Therefore, citation increase. They are a different model. But by the end of the day, I tell you something. All publishers are companies. You know how much Elsevier make last year? Turnover? 2.1 billion USD. It's not a charity. Okay, but they are different model. Then reviewer evaluation and comments on the structure and the scientific content, doing highest effort to ensure that only good quality papers are accepted. Your name as a reviewer is very important. Your reputation as a name as a reviewer. Sometimes me, even as an editor, some journals, they say evaluate this reviewing, giving markup from 0 to 100. Then people will not use those reviewers not doing their job. They said accepted, a very nice, blah, 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 it's nice. Nothing's without comment like this. Only Quran from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you read the manuscript and accept it without any comment, it means you didn't do anything. Editor, assign expert reviewers. When I'm editor, I assign the experts to publish high quality paper to keep the good name of the journal. This is my reputation and my responsibility as editor or associate editor. To keep this journal with high impact factor. What does it mean? People love to read and cite from this journal. We publish a quality work, and this is our responsibility as editorial team to keep the reputation of the journal. Publisher, accept only a journal and book proposal after peer review quality, produce high quality publication of international standard, increase sales. These are the most important things. I am editor of book series under CRC Press in Florida, United States. When we send the book proposal, when I receive, like example, when I send sometimes or I receive, there are 2 levels of evaluations, me as editor and then the board, to show that this book going to have sales. If not have sales, never. If I have, like example, one of the tactic, if you send me a book proposal and all writers from Indonesia, for sure it will be rejected because of who will read. Even all publishers from the United States, it will be also rejected. It's not about the country, about international book and visibility and sales. This is a very important one. Different interest for main target. What's the main target? Quality publication. This is, I think, this cartoon, everyone know he's in this room. Very famous. From starting here to... Who's the first one? Technical check. Prism technical check. This is automated, regenerated like Frontiers. Who's the second one? Oh, sorry. This guy, the editor. Then coming to reviewers. And after reviewers, go to editor again. Maybe I make new reviewers. I'm not confident with this reviewing. Choosing the right journal. Importance and significance of the finding. Sometimes my students say, okay, Prof, this is a good journal, we need to send to Q1. For me, I say, no, this is not in the level of Q1. This is, if Scopus is fine, Q2, Q3 is fine, but forgot about Q1 because of I know the value of the finding. Target audience, scientific community, industrial community, or both. Sometimes you publish in the journals, sometimes they have some readers from industry, and we know this. Usually it's not high impact factor journal, but sometimes I need our industry read my work, then they come to me. Not about impact factor now. Journal selection, scope of the journal, relevant paper, recently published. You look for recently published work, journal quality and impact factor, and the time of publication. Okay, sorry, it's
Test.
fine, no problem. Hello?
Tes 1, 2. Tes.
Halo.
Tes 1, 2, 3.
Cek. Tes. Halo. Cek. Cek.
Okay, now I think hello? Yes, okay. Thank you. I'm in here for sometimes it's what's this criteria? I said I publish in this journal. I look for the recent papers published in this journal, and I say it's relevant in the field. Other things, I find also the impact factor. I need to have high impact factor. Other things I need you to check, which is I don't write here. The time from submission to acceptance and publication. Some journal from front, they are very good journal, but I see, like example, more than 1 year to go to page number. My students are not waiting for that. My collaborators not waiting for that. Dr. Dalia is not waiting for that because of she need for her promotion. Other colleagues, then we look for this one. One of the things, look from previous published work, from day of submission until publication, how long does it take? Are you in hurry or not? Decide the journal before beginning to write. Then you know what's the style of the journal and guidelines. Title and keyword, primary title before writing and finalize it before paper submission. Like the thesis, we write a title and after Viva, we change the title as a final. Should be catchy and up to date with highlighting the research approach, methods used and material applied. Be specific. Need to be a short title versus long title. Usually a short title is much better. Unless you need to describe something more. Keywords, which is including the method, the process, research approach, and material. These are very important for indexing because researchers, they are Googling or looking for searching machines, or searching website with a certain keywords. If they don't, your title and keywords matching that, they cannot find your paper. Title gives the first impression about the work quality. Advertise your work using attractive title. The abstract. Abstract should be complete and descriptive for the work done. Avoid abbreviations and citations in the abstract. Include significant results in the abstract. Remember, Many people read abstract first, and some people read abstract before buying the article in closed access journal. It means abstract is very important. Even sometimes I follow certain style when my students said they have this topic. We decide the keyword for searching machine. And after that, I said, okay, how many papers? I said, initially, I need 100 papers. Students looked to me, I said, yeah, I need 100 papers matching this criteria. Once they have the 100 papers, I told them, okay, I just need abstract. Before, what I used to do, I print only the abstract. I'm not print the whole papers. If it's attractive, I download or I print the full paper. If abstract is not attractive, I don't use. Then abstract is very important as a marketing tool. If you read the paper 10 times before submission, read the abstract 50 times. And write abstract at the end. Don't write abstract at the beginning. Abstract usually written at the end. Introduction, which is give the background about the point of research, review the previous work done in the topic, understudy and related topic if necessary, use up-to-date literatures the last 5 years, try to include recently published work in the same journal related to your work if possible. This is one of the tricks. There is a debate about this. Should I use a lot of citation from the same journals? Editor will be happy anyway, but it's not compulsory. Self-citation pro and con. Many people do a lot of self-citation to increase their impact factor, citation, blah, blah, blah. But it's not a good approach. Usually just make a self-citation if you find that really you are a reference. Other trick. If you like example, editor sometimes when you have, who are you? And you find like example, you cite yourself 5 or 6 papers in high impact journal. It means you are really expert in the field. Then it's very difficult for me. It's not difficult, but I need to think twice before you reject your paper. This is making what you call a social pressure on the editor. It's not easy. We make a joke before when I was students. I talk about our professor, Professor Degva. At that time, submission was with a letter, not electronic. And we say if his secretary mismatch between 2 letters, one he write a letter to his friend, and another one is a publication, and this letter he sent to Elsevier, they will publish the letter. Because this is from Degva. No, I would just as a joke said the name sometimes is making the editor very difficult to reject easily. Okay, he can reject, but not easily. Materials and methods, the easiest section of paper to write. Therefore, when my students even said, okay, prof, I write material and methods, I said, this is just one day writing. And should provide sufficient information to permit the other researchers to repeat the work, but need not to be exhaustive. Refer to the original method. Like example, I think most of the chemistry people here know about DNS method, dinitrosalicylic acid, to carbohydrate or reducing sugar analysis. When I read the paper, don't write to me, Sukmawati et al., 2018, I use as a reference for this one. She just used. She is not the founder of the method. The method is 1958, I think, from Dubois. Then I should use the original method, the one who developed the method, not the one who used the method. Okay? Identify source of key reagents and biomaterial used need to be well defined. The results, this is the heart of the paper. Even in the Viva, you see, usually when students, we start chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. When we reaching results, I say to the listener, okay, we finished appetizer, come to the main dish. This is the main dish now. We're going to have, now we started the discussion. No need to follow sequence of study, but provide appropriate sequence to tell the story. Provide enough interpretation to lead to the readers from one experiment to the others. It means I read a story. Avoid duplications of data, presentation in text, figure, and table. This is one of the worst things. It's not a thesis. Even in a thesis, you're going to have a data in table and figure. You just put the figures in the result and the tables you put in the appendix. You cannot put both together. The same for the paper. We have supplementary data or a supplementary, which is like annex for you, and then you put there. Reproducibility of the results should be clear with the standard deviation on the curve, standard errors, and so on need to be clear. 1 time is no time. 2 times is okay. 3 times is a true result. This is how we think as a reviewer. Discussion. To link the obtained results toward conclusion. Okay, I give you a very simple example about discussion, good discussion and bad discussion. I have now discussion said, okay, when I do this reagent, the pH increase. Okay, fine. The pH increase. This increment of the pH have been found in IO et al. This increment of pH have been also reported by Mukti et al. and Sukmawati et al. This is a very poor discussion. You just say others find like me, or others find not like me. No, this is the how, but where is the why? Why? Fine, you said this is an agreement with Sukmawati, but why? This is the how and why need to be there, and benchmarking your research with the previously published work. Discussion part is not result. Be careful unless you are mixed results and discussion. Some journal you write results and discussion together. And on mixing both sections, however, some journal accept the combination results and discussion. Try to use up-to-date literatures and key publications in the field. Avoid undue speculations and claims of primacy. You cannot say, we are the first group in the world who do that. How to write? To the best of our knowledge, this result is blah, 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 fine. To the best of our knowledge, be down to earth. Because maybe Hang Feng Chi in Chinese, he published something. Ting Hu in whatever, Kim in Korean language, you didn't read, you don't know. Or your search is not covering. Even could be in English or in Bahasa, but you're covering, it's not covering that. Reference, don't exceed 50 reference in case of regular papers, and review and book chapters not more than 200. This is the average. Try to use as much as possible reference from the same publishers, if possible. Again, don't forget to use a key review and publications in the field. Minimize using local journals and journal published in non-English language. This is a very important thing. When you publish, like example for international, you cannot use a lot of papers in Bahasa. Must be in English. If you use internet resource, you need to write the web link, then they can access to. Minimize the use of master PhD as a reference unless it's available online. They have online access. Follow the journal guidelines in the part carefully. Don't use non-scientific publication, daily newspapers, magazines, and so on, unless you send as informations at the introduction. Let's say the cases of COVID reaching this and according to WHO or according to a certain report. Before submission, follow the journal instruction. Ensure appropriate and file formats of online submission for text, tables, and figures. Ask native speaker to check the language if necessary. Don't depend on automatic spell grammar. Like example, bad content could be rat content, could be cat content. It means if you depend on automatic correction, it's give you a lot of confusion. The paper structure and style directly reflect the quality of the science behind it. Ask another colleagues to go through your papers before submission. Come to the cover letter. signed by the corresponding author, including full address, include the importance of finding and originality, contribution of each authors in the work, clearly stating is this work was not published before or not under processing. Never submit the same papers at the same time to different journals. This is a very critical one. Recommend reviewer. Sometimes some journals say, okay, who is your potential reviewers? Recommend reviewers is very tricky, because some journal like Frontiers, if I have a papers, I put Dahlia, for sure they will never send to Dahlia, because we have a lot of publication together. At least when you recommend someone, you don't have a publication within the last 5 years. If you need to exclude some reviewer, you should give strong reasons. Strong reasons. They are asked you to exclude. I will not send to Dahlia. I should to say why. I should to say why. Then I said, okay, her group, they work in the same field. There's some potential competitions and so on, and I don't like to share before publication. Editor rejection within 24 hours. This is usually happened. If I submit a publication and within 24 hours, I receive an email, I know it's rejected. Not to be happy, oh, they answer me. No, it's answer you. It doesn't mean you are having good news. This is out of the journal scope. Not following journal guidelines. Be careful. Don't make the editor angry. I'm editor and I know. The first things, if I see the researchers not follow the guidelines, they are careless. The authors not following reference guidelines, they are careless. Push them back. Push them back. Inappropriate title, weak language and bad style, originality of the paper. It's not convinced me. Again, editor needs citation. I need to say, if it's published this work, it will be cited. If I see it's normal work, no one will cite. Then no need to publish. Size of the paper. They send me a normal paper of 60 pages. Forget it. How editor read the manuscript, I mentioned to you. This is exactly how the editor go through the manuscript. Decision after peer review, acceptance without any revision, never happened. I tell you what, it's happened in my life twice from 300 publications. And I don't know why until now. I just, at that time, my friend said to me, okay, you are happy. I said, okay, you know, it's accepted in December. Maybe the reviewer was drunk. There is also another comment, which is I have from one of my professor, Professor Hassan Muawad from Egypt. Another professor said to him, he was too much angry. Submission was at that time paperwork, it's not online. And he received a comment. One reviewer say minor revision, it's excellent. The other one say rejected. And he was too much angry. And he came to Professor Hassan Muawad. He's one of the old professor and one of the key biotechnologists of the country. And at that time I was sitting in his office, at that time I was still students. And he said to me, you know, Prof. Hassan, the first one give acceptance and write very nice wording. And the other one, the idiot, he rejected my work. Then he said to him, from where you know? Maybe the first one was the idiot. This is, maybe the first one he's biased or didn't read carefully. Now, acceptance without revision, again, it's a miracle. Minor revision, we love to see. Major revision, we like to see. Still okay, lah. Rejection, but maybe resubmitted. Not too bad. Still have hope. Rejected, go other journal. How reviewer read the manuscript? Again, they read first for novelty because they are expert in the field. Is this novel? You give a good idea. strong idea enough to share with the scientific society or not? Handling revised paper. Okay, don't say minor revision, alhamdulillah, it will be published. You don't know. Getting more worse now. As editor, I should to have 2 reviewers, even in the second reviewing cycle. Usually I send to the same 2 reviewers. Sometimes in the first round, one of the reviewer writes, usually questioned, and he takes on, I don't like to review it again. Oh, and giving major. Then what should I do? I send to a new reviewer, new opinion. Now getting more worst. Sometimes okay, sometimes have his own opinion. First reviewers ask, it's nonsense to write this, just remove. The new reviewer said, why you didn't put? Then the editor is in between, and you need to find a solution. Consider minor or major revision as good news. Second, don't return the revised form of the paper within 24 hours. You need to have time to go through carefully. Even if you are finishing it, you should to read it again. Try to understand what the reviewers are saying and what exactly they mean. Because if you need to have a table of reviewing and replying point by point, sometimes some points you don't agree. It's not a shame. You write to the editor, I don't agree. And the editor knows, is this make sense or not make sense? Reviewers' comments should be read by all authors. Then it's help each others how to process the review, proofread before resubmit. Responding to reviewers, do and complete additional experiments if needed in a major. Resist temptations of preparation of impressed response to the point which was you are disagree. I have like example, one of my students last month, I give him the paper. He said, this is your papers. I need you just to prepare the draft for me. Maybe he's seeing us now, but he's not in Malaysia. Okay. And he wrote in the review report, he said, you should to put this, this, and that. What he writes as a report, I don't understand that because it's already written. It's not a reply. Then I changed. I said, please kindly refer to this line based on better understanding. It's already covered. We need to be very polite with the reviewer because they do it voluntary to improve your quality of your work. You need to be thankful for them. Stand firm if there is a truly right things to do, but do it diplomatically, backed up with the citations. He said, no, this have been cited before or published before. This is not wrong. This should be right like this. Sincerely thank the editor and reviewers for helping you to improve your work quality and style. This is in your reply. You should to thank the editor and reviewers. Ask neutral colleagues to review your response before resubmission. Ask another colleagues who is non-author just to go through, is this answer make sense or not make sense? Handling rejected paper. Read the reviewer's comment and analyze your manuscript critically. Consider to complete your work if you feel it's need more supporting experiment to keep submitting to the high-ranked journals. If you feel that the results and originality are okay, send it to other journal, wider scope or narrow scope based on the rejection. In general, more papers are rejected on the basis of priority than because of scientific flow. Scientific flow sometimes, me as editor, you'll find my answer very simple. We receive many papers, they are very sorry, and we have a limited space for publication. But in fact, it's not. If I find your paper high quality, I will consider. Okay? Competition in publication is very high. We need to consider that. Even MDBI, frontiers, whatever pay or not pay is not a matter. Because by the end of the day, repetition and impact factor is critical. What should we don't do? Don't include data that have been published previously, other than the in case of writing books, book chapters or review article, don't use photos and figures without permission. And don't rely too much on the spell and grammar check of your word processing programs. As I said to you, fat content, rat content, cat content, the auto typing can do whatever. Don't feel that you cannot call or write the editor for clarification. You can write to the editor for clarifications if points raised by the reviewer process seems unclear. And with this, I would like to thank you very much. I hope it was helpful for all our researchers for this session. Thank you.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much, Prof. Hisham. We have completely knowledge about how to publish in a good publisher. Give big applause for our lecture for today. Thank you very much, Prof. Hisham.
Thank you, Dr. Dalia, but I think you say also Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we finished before lunch.
Okay. I think if anybody wants to ask in this question, I think it's very clear, yeah, Prof. Pak Iwan is already, you want to,
I think I already answered by you.
yeah.
Thank you, Prof. Hisham.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. I think it's so many we have to do, yeah, to be published in a good journal. For example, we have to have many connection between one researcher and another researcher. Based on my experiments, what is the difficult thing is we found the reviewer, Prof, from another countries. For example, I want to publish in key 1 or key 2. It's supposed to have to reviewer as another country. So how do you have any idea to do that? One question for me, please.
It's very critical because you cannot select your friends anyway as a reviewer. Unless they are really expert and fair in the field, and it's going to be evaluated by the editor by the end of the day. But how you find a good reviewer? Usually I use this tactic. If I publish to this journal, I look for people who recently published close to my field in the same journal. Sometimes when I submit to this journal, I expect the reviewer automatically because I know to where it's going to be sent. Look for those people who recently published close to the same topic. But usually don't kill yourself with a very strong reviewer. In terms of, I don't say so strong, it doesn't mean the other one not so strong. But for sure, I will never propose a Nobel Prize laureate as a reviewer for my work. But high, good quality professor is also needed because by the end of the day, also, I need their opinion to improve the quality of my work.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Hisham. Okay, I think it's the end of this lecture for today for webinar. We have so many knowledge from the beginning, how to improve our research to be industrial, and how to publish our research to be a good variety of journal. Based all of these things, I think we have to try to do, yeah, Prof. And I know you have one quote is very deeply from me, it's never give up in many conditions. So I know UNJ is the best one and we can do more than as we are today. Thank you very much for today, and forgive me if I don't have very good as a moderator. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Dalia. Before we end the session, we would like to have a photo session for audience who's still in the Zoom room. Would you please open your camera so that we can have the photo session first. For participant in the Zoom, please open your camera. We still have the Dean of Engineering Faculty as well with us, Dr. Uswatun Hasanah. Good afternoon, Dr. Uswatun Hasanah. Also, Prof. Sarkadi already with us also. And also, we would like to greet our Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, Professor Dr. Suyono, who's still with us today. Okay, so maybe we will start the photo session. Okay, we have some slide here. Okay, please give your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. And on behalf of Universitas Negeri Jakarta and also Institute of Research and Community Service, Universitas Negeri Jakarta, we would like to express our heartiest gratitude for a very wonderful insight from our speaker today, Professor Hesam Ali El-Ensasi. And thank you very much for all audience who has been with us until this afternoon. And I have already come to the sad part. I think this is the sad part of the event today. But I'm not really, despite the sad, I felt no regret actually, because ends are not bad things. Because ends could be something else is about to begin. So I believe that the end of our webinar today will be an entry where we are moving up for strengthening our research capacity and also downstreaming the research for commercialization with industry. So to close the event today, let us say Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much for all audience, and I will close the session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mohon izin untuk Bapak Ibu yang di lokasi
Bu Ayu,
untuk
we have
foto.
certificate for Professor
Oh,
Hisam
I'm sorry.
from
Okay.
LPPM.
So maybe there will be a certificate that will be handed by the head of Research Institute, Professor Ucu. Okay, in the middle or in the banner, Prof? Bapak dan Ibu, mohon berkenan untuk sesi foto bersama setelah ini. So the certificate will be handed by the head of Institute of Research near our event banner. And for audience in the Zoom, we have already closed the session. Thank you very much for your coming, and we will end the Zoom. Thank you very much. So the certificate will be handed by the Dean of FMIPA, Prof. Mukti. Okay. Give applause. Welcome, Bu Anissa. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Okay, so Prof, we will have a picture with all audience here. Okay, please, Bapak Ibu. Yes, please set the position.